Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about changing the world, rocks, and purses. We're going to start off with a short story and then get to a question from one of you. So years and years ago, I went to a fundraiser for a shelter. It was a big event and had multiple parts. Part was men walking in high heels to walk a mile in her shoes. Literally. Some of them went all out with dresses and wigs. There were these big burly guys from a construction company, guys from the Spec Ops unit stationed nearby, wearing heels and mini skirts. And then there were some queens there that tied the whole thing together. You haven't lived until you've seen an SF guy listening intently to an artist who looks exactly like Diana Ross about how his makeup could be better. It was a really fun event, and it raised a lot of money for the shelter. Another part of it was this collection of handbags that were decorated by volunteers. Everything from puffy paint to embroidery to glued-on bottle caps. They get auctioned off at another event to raise money as well. Some of them were designer purses that were decorated. Personally, some of them were absolutely hideous. I know that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but there's a limit. But it wasn't about that really. It was about raising money for a good cause, and those purses are good for social cred and awareness. The ones that I thought were hideous might actually be the best at raising awareness. But whatever. So, here's the question that made me think about this. Hey, Belle. Recently, in your Roads Not Taken episode 72, there is no skill that isn't useful, and there's no circumstance that stops you from helping. So I'm writing to you, maybe a little bit tongue-in-cheek, to ask how lapidary, rock polishing, is a useful skill. I volunteer on Saturdays at the local community center. Sometimes it takes an outside perspective to see how a skill can be helpful. Because frankly, I don't see how making rocks shiny lends itself to making humanity better and more resilient. One of those purses had polished rocks hot glued on it. Even if you don't have a pre-existing purse auction going on, does the community center have somebody teaching jewelry making? If so, a team up there could provide aid organizations in your area with a ready-made product they could auction off for funding. Especially if you could find some way to make it themed to the cause. Polished stones that look like paw prints for an animal shelter. Or maybe engrave them with messages for causes. I don't know. Most organizations out there are desperately in need of funding. They don't have a YouTube channel to lean on. And as the need is expected to increase over the next few years, there's going to be even more of a gap between the funding they have and the funding they need. When you're getting to the deeper side of making humanity better and more resilient, everybody has a place because we're all part of humanity. So whatever you're doing has a place in the fight for a better world. You just have to find a way to harness it. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.